Pushed me here, and just the fact he touched me, my reactions kicked in, and I snapped him round the jaw with my elbow. Good afternoon. Today I'm in the Avery rooftop bar. As you can see, I've got some very nice settings surrounding. But I wanted to make this video basically for people that find themselves in a situation of a street fight, and in a situation where you have no other option other than to defend yourself. Now, I have done martial arts my whole life growing up, and when I say that, I don't mean in a sense of every day, all day, or extremely consistency, but since a young age, I've been into the world of martial arts, and I started with kickboxing. So when I was about 12 years old, 11 years old, I learned how to do kickboxing. I learned how to punch properly. I learned how to actually kick properly, roundhouses, front kick, leg kicks, and jabs, crosses, spinning back fists, all sorts of different moves. And although it may be effective a in a street fight, it's not the best way to go in a street fight, especially if someone that knows how to grapple gets you to the ground. Punching and kicking is really not going to do much for you. So when you are in the realms of a street fight, I learned a martial art called Pencak Silat. Now, it's the most brutal form of martial art in the world. It's an Indonesian martial art. It's actually where the origin of all martial arts came from. And there used to be farmers and businessmen that would learn different types of Salat. And it's basically how to disarm people and throw them off a bridge. If you look into the history of it, it's very interesting stuff. Now, when it comes to actually in a street fight, the first thing I was taught to win a street fight was to grab someone's ear around here and just pull them to the ground. But obviously, the very first thing you want to do in a street fight is actually run away. You don't really want to be getting in yourself into fights. It's not something you want to do. You're going to get in trouble with the law, especially in London, where self-defense is hardly even a winnable thing. It's very hard to prove self-defense, and people actually go to jail for years just defending themselves. So if you do find yourself in a street fight, the first thing I suggest is to run away. It doesn't make you less of a man to be running away from a street fight. If anything, it makes you more in control of your emotions and more sensible. But if it does come to physical contact, the best thing to do is to pull them to their ear, pull them to the floor with their ear, just here. Anyone getting pulled like that will go down immediately because it's an actual human reaction. Now, if they're close enough, that's quite easy to do. Or simply the side of an elbow to the jaw. I was in Salisbury once, and there were these two homeless people having an argument, and I simply went in and I tried to split them up. And this guy, he went, "I'm not scared of you," and he pushed me. I wasn't being threatening, by the way. He pushed me here, and just the fact he touched me, my reactions kicked in, and I snapped him round the jaw with my elbow. And I'd never ever actually knocked someone out in one blow in my life, apart from this time. And I clipped him here, and as you know, when you clip someone in the jaw, their their brain shakes, hits the back of their skull, and he just fell straight back and smashed the back of his head, which is actually very dangerous. And I could have gotten a lot of trouble for that if he didn't wake up, which is quite a common theme. Now, I wasn't going out of my way to fight anyone; it was just a simple reaction. But if you are a man, you should be knowing at least knowing martial arts, knowing how to defend yourself, and martial arts as a whole. If you know karate, or if you have to train these things really high level to actually be able to defend yourself. And if you learn something like Pencak Silat, which the only point of it is self-defense and brutally destroying people, breaking bones, snapping elbows and snapping joints and bringing people to the ground and completely obliterating them. That is quite easy to learn quick enough to the point where you are lethal in not too much of a long time. Now, it's quite rare to actually find um, martial arts art coaches that know this rare form of martial arts, The closest thing you're going to find is something like Wing Chun or Tai Chi. And the reason you want to learn that is because once you know how to defend yourself, you walk differently in the streets. If you saw the way I walk around, no one even bothers me because everyone knows the way I walk, the way I'm hold myself as a man, the confidence that radiates off of my aura is the kind that people are just not going to mess with. I'm just not worth messing with. No one's going to try and rob me. No one tries to get me. This is not me calling people out to come and attempt me. I really do not want any trouble. But when you do know how to defend yourself and easily manipulate body parts and just drop people to the floor in seconds, it does help because you can defend yourself verbally, calmly, and keep your emotions back. And it's actually the person who loses their emotional control is the one who loses if two people know how to fight. So just keep that in mind. But I'm not saying to go out there and start a fight. Definitely don't do that. If anything, I encourage to run away from street fights. But if it does come to it, you need to get someone to the floor quickly and then just grab them by the ear, pull them straight to the floor, and no one's going to resist that. It's just simply not happening. And if someone's close enough, if someone gets closer than your arm's reach, clip them around the neck. Sorry, clip them around the jaw with the elbow. When you throw it, you want to make sure to flick your wrist into yourself like that and just tap them straight on the jaw and they will just drop like a baby. Uh, Check out the rest of my videos. I'm going to be uploading more on self-defense as the topic as a whole. And how's the new microphone faring out, by the way, guys? But yeah, thanks for watching and give us a subscribe.